Okay, so hi guys, I'm Ceci and I'm here recording my challenges. I'm practicing on lead code. Um, I'm practicing the easy challenges because I want to be able to explain my code and um, for the interviews to get a job. I'm currently doing it for the Turing interview process. So I'm still waiting for the uh, live coding challenge. They are going to, I don't know if they use LeetCode, but I'm practicing with that because I know it's very popular among the other developers. And um, and I have here my Microverse t-shirt. You can see here. I'm using it, and I'm going to share my screen. Let me just see. Well, let's go to the problems first. Just wait a second, guys. I'm searching. Okay. Right. Let me just, where can I share my screen? So you see, so that's why I need to practice this on, okay, let me see, share screen, share screen. Um, I will see, okay, here. Okay, so share. Okay, so let's go jump to, we are here on LitGo. And I'm going to just grab just one of these. Okay, it's taking a while. Let's see. So it says, given a string, its name is valid parentheses. So given a string S containing just the characters, open parentheses, closing parentheses, open brackets, closing brackets, and then the square brackets. Okay, so determine if the input string is valid. And the input string will be valid if open brackets must be closed by the same type of brackets, and open brackets must be closed in the correct order. Okay, so let's look at the examples. And we have an input of an open bracket, and then we have a closing bracket. So that's why this is true, I guess. And then we have the second example where we have something open and then closed. So everything that is open, then it matches with the closing tag. We can see it here. And so that should be true. So if we have matching opening and closing tags, I guess that should return true. And if we don't have, in this case, for example, we don't have a match, so that returns false. Okay, so let's read the constraints. So the length of the array must be at least 1. And we can have it until this number, I think it's 10,000. And the S consists of parentheses only with these, and we have these characters, right? So those are the constraints. So here we have the characters as well. So I think like the first time, sorry, like the first thing we can do is like to declare the characters we can use, like declare the string, and for example, let's call it brackets const, because all of those are brackets. And so we have open and closing parentheses, then we have the brackets and the square brackets. So I'm just following this. And after that, I think like a good approach will be like to store the indexes of the character. For example, if we have an open parenthesis, we will store the index of 0. And if we have like a closing parenthesis, we will store index 1 and so on. So I will declare, we want to have like an array of indexes. So let me just declare an array. Empty array. I will initialize it like first empty. And so now we need a loop because we want to compare every character. Like we want to store the index, and we need to know like from every character. Like for we can use a for of loop because it will be easier than using like a regular for loop. Because let me show you why. Because of I'm gonna call bracket. So bracket will be every bracket, and of, and that we will be looping through the input. So I will put s. So you see here we have this string. So and then I want to grab the index of that, right? So the index of the character we are on, and so the index will be different every time. So I will declare it as a let, not a const. So I will call it index, and I will there's a method called index of that it works like this. It will return the index of the element that you pass, or if that element doesn't exist, it will return -1. So we can call it on brackets on the variable we previously declare here, like brackets, and we do index of, and we pass the element, right? So the element will be bracket, because that will be every character. Okay, so we have the index there, and we want to check, like I said, we can, maybe the element that we pass is not there. So we want to compare to -1. So we want to check if index is equal to -1. And then we have that, maybe you heard about the break and continue statements. So what the break does is like to break out of the loop, and the continuer will jump over one time above the loop. So that's what I'll do right here, continue. And after that, if you see here, every time you have an open parenthesis, you have to have a closing time, right? So every time you open something, you have to close it. So that will always be even. For example, if you open one time, you will have to close it one time. That is two. If you open two times, you will have to close it also two times. That is four. So it will always be even. So what I want to do then is like to see like if the index is even, and that will be modulus 2 equal to 0. So if that happens, then the index is, it means it's even. And in that case, I would like to push it into the array, like array push, but actually we want to push the element like above, like the next element, right? So we do index plus 1. So the next position. And after that, we can say else if, and then we can pop the element from the array. We already use push, so we can use pop. And what pop does is just grabs the last element, and it grabs from the array, and it pops. So it takes the last element from the array and just it disappears. Like, I mean, it doesn't disappear. It starts here. We have here the last element. So we can say we can compare this to the actual index. So if they are different, we can just return false because they have to match, right? So in that case, we will have a match. So if they are different, we can say it's false. And let's see. Let me just put this in one liner. It will be better like that. Okay, so until this point, we are checking for the false cases. Also, when we go outside of the loop, we have to check like if the array is empty or if it has any indexes. So if it has any indexes and it passed all this code and didn't return false, then we can return it true. So we will do it like this: return, and we have array, and we want to check if it's empty, like length, and we just check if it's equal to 0, and this could be true or false depending on what we have on the array. And that's pretty much it. Like, let me see, index of bracket. Okay, so if we run the code, we have to see if it passes the test. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think, let's see if we have more. No, that's the only test case. So it was like, you see guys, it was just easy challenge. So it only has one test case. So that's pretty much it for this. So I will stop sharing this. And thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. Have a good day.